It really doesn't matter how much dough you manage to stash away, everyone loves a deal. With prices higher than ever, we wanted to expand our search of the very best affordable budget EDC, setting our sights on Amazon, as they maintain one of the largest collections of gear from a laundry list of our favorite brands. For the purposes of this guide, we set our upper limit at $40, so all the EDC that you'll find in this guide falls at or below this threshold. Of course, prices are subject to change, but in general, this budget EDC gear that we've compiled won't break the bank even if prices do fluctuate slightly in the future. And if you're really looking for hyper budget friendly options, we suggest first starting with our best budget EDC under $20 video guide, and then circling back to join us here. Alright, enough chit chat, let's get right to it. Timex is kicking us off with the ever-affordable Weekender, a watch you can think of as the more versatile, slightly preppier Expedition Scout. In the hit HBO drama Tokyo Vice, the Timex Weekender made many appearances on the wrist of its main character, journalist Jake Adelstein. He wears an off-white dial in the show, but every variant's extremely versatile. The Timex Weekender is one of those simple watches that you're able to strap on the wrist no matter what you decide to wear and look pretty damn good doing so. The Field Watch Inspire dial is simple, but it's not minimalist. It packs in a touch of grit and ruggedness. The wire-like lugs and polish of the case certainly allows you to dress it up, as Igor's character often did with his suit, and the strap options are endless. The Weekender is a verifiable strap monster. Plus, the Weekender also includes Timex's Indiglow, activated by pushing the crown, which illuminates the entire dial background and silhouettes the Arabic numerals. Admittedly, a little hard to see on camera, but a really neat feature as opposed to traditional lume. 40mm across the case, approximately 48mm lug to lug, and 9mm thick. The 40mm is the middle child, situated between a 38 and an oversized 43mm. The latter we're not all that fond of ourselves, but the former is a great choice for anybody with a smaller wrist. Inside, the Weekender ticks with a simple quartz movement, and as we said, the Weekender is a very versatile watch, and you can pair it with just about any strap of any material or any color without it looking odd. A classic brown leather strap is a solid choice for this style variant, so we'd recommend starting here, and then our next choice would definitely be a navy color NATO. In 2019, Oregon-based Kershaw launched the Kershaw Misdirect, and it's still a fantastic deal with a snappy assisted action, a pleasing design, and a reliable frame lock just north of $25. The Kershaw Misdirect is a full-size knife, a total length of 6.8 inches, 2.9 of which constitutes the reverse Tonto style blade, fashioned from a black oxide stone-washed 14CR14 steel, and about 4 inches of which is the bead-blasted stainless steel handle. Deployment happens by way of a flip tab, one that's quite easy to snag a finger on with plenty of grip, and the action itself is extremely easy by way of the assisted opening. Once the blade is deployed, the frame lock keeps it firmly in place, and the position of the pocket clip almost acts like a bit of a pseudo over travel stop, even though we don't think this was a conscious design choice. Kershaw uses a grippy black backspacer between the stainless, builds in a lanyard loop, which is one of the two ways you can carry the Misdirect on your person, the other being the pocket clip, most obviously, which certainly allows for smooth actions in and out of the pocket with this curved lip. Now that you're equipped with a folder, next up is an affordable fixed blade. Under $40, we'd recommend the CRKT Minimalist, a pint-sized fixed blade neck knife that ships with a lanyard and Kydex sheath to keep the blade hung at chest level and includes a removable belt loop if you'd rather keep the knife on your side. No matter where you intend to carry your small fixed blade, the Minimalist is well fashioned for the price, with a design by knife maker Alan Foltz, who teamed up with CRKT to offer this design under their umbrella. The defining visual trademark of the CRKT Minimalist is certainly the 3 deep, distinct, and very ergonomic finger grooves in the handle, which do go a long way to increase the utility of the 5.2-inch overall length. The Minimalist blade is 2.6 inches of 5CR15 MOV steel, which runs the whole length of the knife, sandwiched between 2 pieces of black G10. There's also coin edge-like jimping on the blade spine, a small portion of which extends into the handle. And since you're only going to fit about 2 to 3 fingers over the actual handle, use the paracord-like tail at the end for extra grip with your ring finger and pinky. We love to keep a writing instrument on our person. We think it's certainly an underrated piece of EDC. Hey, maybe that's because we're all writers here at High Consumption, but we'll proudly go down with that shit. The Bastion bolt-action pen hovers right around $40, and it's a killer value for the caliber of its machining. It's also really tough looking. The Bastion bolt-action pen uses an arm set within a J-shaped track to deploy the black ink fine-tip cartridge, and it does so with a smooth action and satisfying sound, and it terminates near the pocket clip with smooth, rounded machining. Obviously, the bolt-action pen leans tactical, but it maintains a refined minimalist air by way of the smooth outer that doesn't make it look aggressively overbuilt, almost like a Bell & Ross watch, so to speak, certainly masculine and tactically inspired, but elevated. Tactical would certainly be the cheesy slang to use here. The pen measures 4.36 inches from end to end, and for its full stainless build, weighs about 2.8 ounces in hand, which is substantial, but it certainly feels balanced when putting pen to paper. By the way, we'd recommend heading over to Bastion's site because they also offer up the bolt-action pen in titanium, which weighs 1.2 ounces less than the stainless steel version, and this pen is offered up in other colorful coatings as well. That being said, the titanium version is priced substantially higher, right around $170, than our stainless steel pen here. We really didn't mean to be overly tactical in this guide, but solid gear is solid gear, so here's another great, highly affordable and durable, tactically inspired wallet well under $40. Situated within Magpul's DAKA line, the Essential Wallet is a no-nonsense card holder with a 3 to 7 card capacity that makes room for, well, only the essentials, that forces you to prioritize which cards you can carry. Magpul is well known for their firearm accessories and tactical gear like firearm stocks, grips, and magazines, but they also carry a few pieces of hyper-built EDC gear, and this card holder is a great example of the caliber of products that they manufacture. We also just think it's a great looking wallet with a clean industrial look, one made possible by the use of die-cut reinforced polymer textile that features a fine anti-slip texture and durable protective RF welded seams that in total clock in at just 3mm thick without any cards. Obviously the material is waterproof as your cards are as well, but say you do carry some cash or something, you don't have to be overly careful around moisture or the accidental drop in a puddle, lake, or any body of water for that matter. A budget multi-tool can often be somewhat of a toss-up. There are ones we've tested that feel flimsy, breakable, and well, for lack of better words, just cheap. But in our experience, the Gerber Suspension NXT is one of the few sub-$50 tools you can safely pick up without having to worry about any of that. This Generation 2 4.25-inch multi-tool builds upon the original, and it offers 15 purpose-built EDC-friendly inclusions like needle nose and regular pliers, a wire cutter, a 2 1/4-inch plain and serrated combination blade, scissors, a real cross driver, large, medium, and small flathead drivers, can opener, bottle opener, an awl, a file, a ruler, and a wire stripper. Plus, the outer face sports a pocket clip allowing you to mount the multi-tool directly to a belt or in a pocket without the need for any additional sheath. Exotac is one of our favorite survival gear suppliers, machining compact metal survival essentials like pocket fishing kits, the X-Rail, field repair kits, the rip spool, and waterproof lighters like our next pick, the nanoSPARK. Well, technically the nanoSPARK is just a sparker or fire starter with a flint wheel and high surface area tinder. There's no propellant like lighter fluid to actually produce ignition on the fire starter itself. Exotac does offer the dedicated Titan Light waterproof lighter as an alternative if you need that. That being said, the nanoSPARK fire starter is really valuable as it offers 5 replacement flints for prolonged fire starting ability, as well as a waterproof aluminum body and reservoir for storing dry tinder. Exotac providing 5 of their proprietary quick light units at the time of your purchase. Using the unit is as simple as unscrewing the reservoir, grabbing a small piece of quick light tinder, sparking the flint, and then boom, keep feeding larger tinder until you have a full-blown fire. And by the way, Exotac also offers the nanoSPARK in black, gray, OD green, and orange. Rovyvon manufactures a compelling U4 Pro titanium carabiner, and they offer it right around our qualifying price point. Titanium gear is often tough to find on a budget. So 1, we like it because it's accessible compared to other titanium carabiners from our other favorite suppliers, but 2, it's essentially a mini multi-tool as well, with the inclusion of a small knife with replaceable blades, a magnetic bit driver, and a 2cm ruler. This is the 2nd generation edition. The 1st gen did not come with locks that are now present for both the blade and the bit driver tool, the inclusion of which certainly provides utility and certainly improves safety. The carabiner itself is a 2-chamber design, so you'll also not have to worry about losing any attached carry when seating and unseating the top chamber, say on and off a pant loop, on and off a backpack, or otherwise connecting or disconnecting it from any other piece of equipment. And obviously, it's ridiculously lightweight at just 0.8 ounces, which is nearly imperceptible on person. At least it is to us. Our next budget EDC pick from Amazon was a compact flashlight that was featured as an honorable mention in our best affordable EDC flashlights under $50 guide on our .com. So we certainly had to include it in the video, as the NEBO Torchy pocket flashlight is an incredible value for its current $25 sticker tag. First, it offers 1000 lumens of max output, which can run for 30-second intervals, stepping down to 500 lumens for about an hour, 200 lumens for 1.75 hours, 50 lumens for 6 hours, and also includes a 500 lumen strobe with a runtime of about 60 minutes. Second, the magnetic tail cap and magnetic wireless charging infrastructure, a 2-in-1 unit, allows the user to mount the flashlight onto any metallic surface, making it a great candidate to stash away in the glove compartment and attach to the hood of your car for any quick emergency nighttime engine bay troubleshooting. And third, the 2.64-inch aluminum body is waterproof. NEBO, to the best of our knowledge, doesn't provide an official IP rating, but if they say waterproof, we'd estimate it carries an IP67 rating or higher. To be honest, we didn't run tests in this van, so take that with a grain of salt. All in all, great little flashlight, and you can keep it tucked away in your pocket with the included clip. Field Notes, a fantastic operation helmed by graphic designer Aaron Draplin and crew, are some of the best and most well-known pocket notebooks around. This specific edition is the National Park series, which has seen the Oregon-based brand partner with illustrators from all over the United States to capture the essence of America's most iconic national parks. There are series ranging from A to F, 6 in total, which include 3 separate 3.5-inch by 5.5-inch National Park notebooks. For example, we have the entire edition set here for a total of 18 individual notebooks. A pack of 3 will cost about $15 and are currently bundled together, but unfortunately you don't get to pick each individual notebook in the pack. But each pack offers very similar illustration styles despite the different contributing illustrators. And here's a pretty big bonus that we particularly like: a portion of each sale is donated to the National Park Foundation, which works to ensure the preservation of America's 431 individual national park sites for generations to come. Inside, you do receive a familiar Field Notes inner cover layout, but instead of a pertinent coordinate section, we now have a blank passport stamp section you can collect with a visit to each specific park. An EDC pouch, or EDC tech kit, they go by a few names, is a really handy piece of gear we always like to include on these kinds of essentials lists to organize and consolidate any off-person carry. For this pouch, Leatherman partnered with PackSafe to engineer this anti-theft EDC tool pouch. The most notable inclusion here, the safety loop around the bottom of the YKK weather-resistant zip jack. This is a relatively small pouch. As you can see, it fits comfortably in the palm of your hand, measuring up at 6 1/4 inches by 3.6 inches by 1.5 inches deep, and is sewn together from recycled PET nylon. On the back face, a few loops to tether the tool pouch onto other pieces of carry or to a belt. The top builds in a small loop just big enough for a single finger, and the zip track only runs in a U-shape around the top half of the kit. Inside is an Air-like, AER, like the company Air, gray interior with 7 slip pockets of differing sizes to accommodate a multi-tool, a Leatherman of course, 2 or 3 pens, perhaps a few charging cords, maybe some earbuds, and a power bank. All in all, the tech kit is solid and would probably fare well in light rain, but we did notice there's a considerable gap at the end of the water-resistant zip jack where water could most definitely seep in, unclosable even if we tried to ratchet the pull really tight. An insulated water bottle is another one of those pieces of EDC gear that just makes sense for everyone to carry. And certainly in the budget category, right around $25, is the Stanley Quick Flip Go insulated 24-ounce water bottle. Ours here in charcoal, but available in over a dozen different colors. Stanley obviously needs very little introduction in today's day and age, but they've been in the business since 1913 and have really only made a pop culture resurgence in the past decade, which was fueled by those behemoth, brightly colored quenchers you see all the Gen Zers toting around. But they do make much smaller, far better EDC-friendly options, and this is a no-fuss, fully insulated bottle that will fit comfortably in your car's cup holder, uses a leak-resistant cap system you don't have to worry about becoming infected with germs from your hands with its push-button quick flip spring mechanism, and is fully dishwasher safe. Really, little more needs to be said. Our next affordable EDC pick we found on Amazon is perhaps a great piece of tech to pair with Nothing's Ear earbuds, the transparent 10,000 mAh NEWDERY power bank with built-in cables. First off, it just looks really damn cool. If you're into techie looking tech, this transparent design showcasing its circuitry will be right up your alley for sure, as will the 8-bit dot typography on the LED battery status screen. Second, it's fairly compact at 3.5 inches long and 1.5 inches deep. Third, capacity stands at 10,000 mAh, which is still considered high capacity for a portable charger, even though there are options above this. NEWDERY themselves offering ones with 20,000 mAh reserves, but not in the same style. A 10,000 mAh power bank can charge the iPhone 15 up to 2 times over before needing to be replenished itself, which you can do with the topmost USB-C port, which in this case functions as both an input and an output. The built-in lanyard cables, however, are solely limited limited output. NEWDERY provides both USB-C and Lightning charging cords on this version, but you can also pick one up with 2 USB-Cs. And yes, they do state that you can use these cords as a lanyard attachment point, but we really can't speak to durability, especially durability over time, of these cords in this arena since we haven't been able to run extensive tests. That being said, the build quality of the cords do feel extremely solid for the price point, and do seem as though they can bend and fold quite aggressively without any damage, and the actual attachment point feels surprisingly robust as well. Besides the status screen on the front face, to the north is a simple power button, pressing and holding the button for a second or two to allow or stop the flow of charge, or simply to check on the reserve status, and to the south, a 3-watt wireless Apple Watch charger. Your EDC is prone to wear and tear over time. Yes, the joys of thermodynamics. Hey, that's life. For fixing your small pieces of kit, held together with Phillips, flathead, Torx, hex, or other small screws, you have a few options. For most folks, a manual precision screwdriver kit will suit just fine, but if you find yourself undertaking a lot of repairs, say at your 9 to 5 or your 5 to 9 or passion projects, you may want to look toward an electric precision screwdriver, and HOTO Tools makes an affordable, newly launched 25-in-1 bit set you can pick up on Amazon for about $40. Including Torx, hex, flathead, and Phillips head bits, this set from HOTO should cover just about all small EDC and electronic repairs that you're set to encounter. The bits themselves are machined from hard-wearing S2 steel and boast a hardness rating of about 60 HRC, and the case a lightweight aluminum. Now, the actual driver is geared and during our tests served us well without any issues. But since it is a direct gear system, we have heard reports that if the gears do strip, and this does seem to be a rare issue seeing as small screws don't require massive amounts of torque that would put intense strain on the gears or motor, your screwdriver will become fairly useless. However, the set currently has a 4.4-star rating with hundreds of reviews, so this really doesn't seem to be an issue. These arrows right here on the driver control the directional rotation of the bit, and inside it packs a 350 mAh lithium-ion battery that's rated for about 2 hours on a single charge. According to our tests with regular use, it did get close, but it fell short by about 15 minutes. And recharging via the USB-C took us a little under 1 hour to complete. So that will wrap it up for our second affordable budget EDC guide, our first being our top EDC picks under $20. You should go check that out as well. If you want to see more of our favorites, let us know below and we can certainly roll out more videos in this vein. And as always, drop us a line below with your favorite sub $40 EDC, and be sure to check out more excellent coverage on HICONSUMPTION.com.